Heidi Zamora. I'm the assistant costume shop manager here at the Seattle Opera, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about the costumes you'll see in our upcoming production of Rigoletto in January of 2014. Rigoletto was originally set in the 16th century, but there's nothing in the libretto that specifically places it in the 16th century. So we're doing our production in 1939, which is the period of Mussolini-era fascism, and also some fabulous bias-cut gowns. Act 1 of Rigoletto takes place at a ball at the Duke's Palace. In this production, our ball takes place on Mardi Gras, and there's a fabulous party where the court is dressed in beautiful gowns and tuxedos. They also have Mardi Gras masks and costume pieces such as hats. This is a costume worn by the title character, Rigoletto. Traditionally, Rigoletto is a jester at the court of the Dukes, and in our version, he's a servant in the Duke's court. However, at the Mardi Gras masquerade, he's been given a jester's hat to wear as a costume piece. He also is a hunchback, and you can see that this jacket has been tailored to fit his hunch perfectly. Rigoletto is very much a father-daughter story, and this is a costume worn by Rigoletto's daughter named Gilda. This is her dressing gown, and she wears this in the scene where she is kidnapped and spirited away. This is a costume worn by the Duke at his party in Act 1, and the Duke probably has the most famous music in the entire opera. He wears a 1930s cut tuxedo in a vibrant blue, so he stands out from the rest of the chorus. And the 1930s period is indicative of a wider lapel on the men, wide shoulders, and a nipped-in waist. So look for that silhouette when you see the men at the party scene. This is a good example of one of our most beautiful 1930s gowns, and this character is Countess Soprano. She's one of the most beautiful women at the party, and she's wearing a gold bias-cut gown that was made by the Seattle Opera artisans, but specifically styled like the 1930s dresses were. This is another dress you'll see in our upcoming production of Rigoletto. It's worn by a dancer, and you can see it's silk charmeuse cut on the bias and then hand beaded and sequined. This is an example of what some of our chorus men will be wearing. They have 1930s tuxedos and bow ties. And in the kidnapping scene at the end of Act 1, they also add overcoats, some of them scarves, some of them masks and hats as well. This is an example of some costumes you'll see in Rigoletto that are military uniforms from the fascist Mussolini era period. Our designer Marie-Anne Schmidt did a lot of research to find the specifics of what these costumes should look like. And this is an example of one of the officers' costumes that's worn by a chorus man. In addition to these costumes, you'll also see more fascist uniforms, some servants, and a gypsy assassin. There are a total number of about 65 costumes in Rigoletto, and those costumes consist of genuine period pieces from the 1930s, as well as a lot of pieces made in-house by our own team of craftspeople. Come see all of the distinctive looks we'll be featuring in one of the most popular operas of all time, Verdi's iconic masterpiece, Rigoletto.